My best friend is in love with my boyfriend. This is the story of Lara and Tenny. Lara and Tenny had been inseparable since childhood. Their friendship was the kind that defies time and circumstances, woven together by shared memories of stolen mangoes, hush whispers during nighttime power outage, and the familiar comfort of each other's presence. Growing up in the bustling city of Lagos, they had been the kind of friends who finish each other's sentences. They had attended the same primary school, written each other's homework in secondary school, and even attended the same university, though their courses were different. Lara studied business administration while Tenny pursued journalism. Now at 29, they were both graduates and have their dream job. They also live on the island. Lara was in love. It wasn't the first time, but it was the first time it had felt so real, so inevitable. She had met Dayo at a business seminar a year ago, and from their first conversation, she had known this was different. Dayo was the kind of man who made you believe in fate. Tall, confident, with an easy smile and a mind sharp enough to slice through any argument. It was everything she had prayed for. Tenny had met him a few weeks after Lara had, during a casual brunch at a cozy spot in Lekki. Lara had been glowing as she introduced them, her fingers laced through ease like a promise. Dayo, this is Tenny, my best friend in the entire world. Dayo had extended his hand with a polite smile. Ah, the famous Tenny. I've heard so much about you. Tenny had smiled back, but something in her chest tightened. It has been subtle at first, a harmless admiration. The way Dayo carried himself, the way he spoke with quiet confidence, the way he laughed at Lara's joke as though she was the most fascinating person in the room. Tenny told herself it was nothing, just appreciation for a man who clearly adored her friend. But then, appreciation turned into something else. Tenny didn't know when it started, this ache in her chest whenever she saw them together. Maybe it was when she noticed the way Dayo looked at Lara, the way his eyes softened when he spoke to her. Or maybe it was when Lara confided in her one evening over wine, giggling about how Dayo had promised her a weekend trip to Ghana. It just gets me, Tenny, Lara had said with her eyes dreaming. I don't even have to explain myself. It's like he reads my mind. Tenny had forced a smile, swirling her wine in her glass. That's great, Lara. I'm happy for you. And she was, or at least she wanted to be. But there was an ache beneath her surface, a feeling she couldn't quite name. Was it jealousy or it was something deeper? The first real betrayal wasn't planned. It had been an innocent night out. Lara had been swamped with work, so she had asked Tenny to attend Dayo's birthday party in her place. Just keep him company, she had said over the phone. I feel terrible for missing it. Tenny had hesitated but agreed. The dinner had been small, just a few of Dayo's close friends at a quiet lounge in Victoria Island. They had eaten, laughed, and shared stories. But as the night wore on, people began to trickle out, leaving just Tenny and Dayo. I didn't know you were this funny, Dayo had said, chuckling as he leaned back in his seat. Tenny had smiled, and I didn't know you could actually dance. That attempt at legwork was tragic. He had laughed, a deep, genuine sound that sent a shiver down her spine. It was dangerous, discomfort. When he walked out to her car that night, there had been a moment, brief, flirting, where their eyes met and something unspoken passed down them. Tenny had looked away first, mumbling a quick good night before driving off with trembling hands. Tenny told herself it was nothing. She reminded herself that Dayo belonged to Lara, that whatever she was feeling was a betrayal of the deepest kind. But feelings are not logical. One evening, a few weeks later, Lara had asked Tenny to help her pick up a package from Dayo's apartment. She had hesitated but agreed. Dayo had welcomed her in, offering her a drink while she searched for the package. They had talked about work, about life, about how crazy Lagos traffic had become, and then the silence stretched. Tenny, his voice was low, careful. She looked up. He hesitated. Forget it. But she knew, and she should have left then. She should have stood up, walk away, and never allow the moment to stretch into something irreversible. But she didn't. When he kissed her, she let him. It didn't happen again. At least that's what she told herself to feel better. The kiss has lasted mere seconds, but the damage was irreversible. Tenny had pulled away first, whispering a broken, "This is wrong." Dayo had run a hand through her hair, exhaling sharply, "I know." They hadn't spoken about it after that. In fact, Tenny had done everything to avoid him, to avoid Lara, but the guilt clung to her. How could she look Lara in the eyes knowing what she had done? How could she continue to be her friend when she had crossed that one line she should never have? Secrets have a way of unraveling, no matter how tightly you try to hold them in place. Lara saw a text from Dayo on Tenny's phone, just 3 words, "I miss you." And just like that, everything crumbled. Tenny had never seen Lara cry like that. How could you? Lara's voice was raw, broken. "You were supposed to be my sister." Tenny had no words, no defense because there was none. "I trusted you," Lara continued, shaking her head. "I told you everything, Tenny, everything, and this is what you do?" "I didn't mean for it to happen," Tenny whispered. Lara let out a bitter laugh. "That doesn't make it better." And then Lara spoke the words that cut deeper than any knife. "I never want to see you again." Tenny had always thought that if she ever lost Lara, it would be to distance, to life pulling them in different directions. Not like this. She had tried to reach out, but Lara had blocked her everywhere. And Dayo, he had tried to apologize, but there were some things you couldn't come back from. Months passed. Tenny still dreamed of the past, of mango trees and childhood laughter, but some friendships, no matter how strong, cannot survive betrayal, and some mistakes, once made, cannot be undone. Do you think Lara overreacted? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you.